When Jessica Brady and her business partner Glenn left their corporate jobs and started Fox and Hare, they didn't have a client. But what they did have was a unique ability to network and a commitment to coming up with a fee structure that would appeal to consumers. They've now built a business that's well on its way to long-term success, and here's how they did it.
Hi Jess, welcome. Thank you for being here today with us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh no, our pleasure, our absolute pleasure. Jess, let's start with talking about your background in insurance and the lessons that you can bring into or have brought into your advice business.
Yeah, sure. So I have been in insurance for quite a long time, over a decade actually, and it gave me a really great insight in terms of what the best advice businesses looked like. And I think one of the things that really stood out to me was the power of education and really helping the clients understand the need for advice and the need for insurance more broadly.
You started your business really from the ground up. So talk to us about that, because that would have been quite challenging, yeah. I imagine.
It definitely was. It's very much the road less taken, and I think it's probably going to be how more businesses start in the future. But we started with no clients, and that was quite a journey for us in the background over a long period of time. So it's probably 2 years in the making, and it meant that we had to be quite strategic about thinking who are the clients that we ideally want to work with. So for us, we did a lot of community work, so that was really important. I do a lot of work with women's charity. My business partner Glenn does a lot in the LGBTIQ plus community, and by virtue of that we got to meet quite a lot of ideal clients. Also, because we had quite a long lead time, we did a lot of networking, so that when we left our corporate roles, we had really strong networks that actually meant that when we started the business, we had 10 clients ready to go, which is a really nice way to open the front door.
And when you look at a business and think about a business, you've got premises, you've got staff, you've got systems, processes, marketing, branding. I mean, just talk to us a little bit about how you handled all of that.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to be overwhelmed by all of that. But again, if you're really clear on what it is that you're trying to achieve, that really helps, frame all of the marketing conversations, the website conversations. So I guess for us, because we're really clear on who we want to work with, all we cared about was making sure that everything that we did was going to help our clients understand the advice that they receive and why it's helping them achieve their goals.
Talk to us about the website marketing. How has that helped you in your business?
Yeah, so one of the interesting things, we sat down with a mentor before we launched, and we thought we would just do, like the $50 easy to build, do it yourself websites, because we thought, let's not spend lots of capital before we launch. And he actually said, that's not the right approach. You're trying to be very high end. You're trying to appeal to a younger demographic who will know that you're building a $50 website. And so we went about building quite a sophisticated website for financial advice, including a chatbot so people can live chat with us. People have access to our diary from our website and mean that they can go in and book a coffee straight with us. And what we find is that people who we've never met before actually book in a coffee to see us via our website, which is pretty exciting as well.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That is excellent, Jess. Just talk to us about your pricing structure, because again, as a new business, where do you get that experience to actually come up with a pricing structure?
Yeah, this was a tough one for us. So before we launched, we actually held a number of focus groups. So we got a whole bunch of ideal clients into a room and spent a lot of time trying to understand what is it that they would want to see from us and how can we deliver that in a profitable way. And what we kind of worked out from there was that there are 3 distinct type of needs that we best help, and we've actually developed coaching programs and fixed fee pricing structures that actually based around those different coaching programs. So anything from just getting sorted, which is our first program, all the way up to world domination. And what was so interesting was Glenn and I thought we had a pretty good handle on what our ideal client would like, but actually those focus groups are tremendously valuable to make sure that you are on the right track and also show you things that become so obvious that you needed to pivot, that just were not clear to you in that moment.
It's interesting to say, you pivoted, and I imagine it would be really important to keep an open mind to pivoting in your business, particularly in a startup, but I suppose even in an established business.
Yeah, I think the days of having one business model and that's it are very much over. The consumers of today are different to the consumers of yesterday, and they're going to be different again tomorrow.
So if you had to give a startup a piece of advice, what would that advice be?
Oh, I'd give them lots of advice. Probably get a lot of sleep before you launch. No, I think actually that's probably a good point. The one thing that I would give, particularly to advisors, is make sure that you've got your capital sorted. You know, there's this beautiful irony that we help other people, you know, build their financial future, and you know, you don't want to be the plumber with the leaky tap. So for me, what has been incredible is that we haven't had to worry about, you know, are we going to be able to pay ourselves? We've really been able to invest in the business to make sure that we are set up for success over the long term.
Well, it's so great to hear about your business, and thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Pina. Thank you so much for having me.